Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Hope you are all doing great. First off, my name is Ardelia Audina. I'm from class 5D, and today I'm going to talk about an amazing book written by one of my awesome lecturers, Miss Hasnul Insani Djohar. So this book is entitled Rewriting Islam, Decolonialism, Justice, and Contemporary Muslimah Literature by Hasnul Insani Djohar. This book was published in 2024 by the Ohio State University Press. So guys, just imagine how much effort, time, and struggle it must have taken for Miss Djohar to write this incredible book while in America. That kind dedication deserves so much appreciation. So thank you so much, Miss Hasnul, for this super insightful work. So in this book, Miss Djohar analyzes and passionately shares her opinions on 12 novels written by Muslim authors, all of which share a common theme to speaking out and challenging Orientalism. So from this book, I've highlighted 5 key points that I think stood out to me the most. So here are the 5 points that I found super interesting. So the first point is Muslimah leaders. I quote this from the book. Indeed, Scheherazad's heroic manner not only saved the young women from being victims of violence, the king's proposed murder of them, but also help them to achieve their own independence by pursuing their education. Djohar 2024, page 79. So I agree with Miss Djohar's perspective that Scheherazade is one of those female features whose assertiveness truly challenges male and also white dominant. So in my opinion, Queen Scheherazade fills a significant gap because in reality we know that the queens that most often discussed are usually from white people like Queen Elizabeth, Queen Victoria, and Marie Antoinette. However, I think discussion about queens from Islamic backgrounds are rarely heard. So by showcasing a queen with just as extraordinary as those that often talk about, I think it challenges Orientalism by showing that women leaders are not just something that Western has, but Islam has its own amazing queen too. So this could spark interest in people and leading them to explore the history of Muslim women leaders and other rich aspects of Islamic heritage. The second point is American Nightmare. I quote this in the book. The herd defect is a symbol of the broken heart of the US Muslim diaspora who have a dream and love to live in America to improve their education, economic development. Djohar 2024, page 83. So guys, I think this perspective is really new for me, especially the way Miss Djohar looks beyond and also highlights Ryan's illness as a symbol of the Muslim diaspora struggle. I totally agree with this quote because it really captures how Muslims who come to America hoping to improve their lives, they often end up facing humiliation and discrimination from the white people. To me, this shows the reality of the American dream, which is a concept that they always talks about, that it's not something that everyone can achieve. So it's almost like the American dream concept. For me personally, it can turn into an American nightmare, where living in the US is full of struggles, prejudice, discomfort, insecurity, and anxiety, which is, for me, I think it's no different than a nightmare. Okay, so the third point is the compassion of Islam. I quote this. Indeed, Alif loves to share food with his friends and with animals. Thus, this text illuminates the ideas of social justice for any creatures, non-humans, and animals to increase the protagonist sense of humanity. Djohar 2024, page 98 to 99. So I agree with Miss Djohar's opinion. To me, this really shows the true nature of Islam as a compassionate religion for all beings, as it mentioned that Islam is a religion of rahmatan lil alamin, a mercy for the universe and all the living creatures without any exception. So this quote doesn't just highlight Alephi's humanity and friendship with other creators, but it also seems to subtly criticize the Orientalists, especially the white people, who often show hatred, discrimination, and suspicion even towards fellow humans. So from this we can already picture or imagine how they treat other creators when they treat human like that. The fourth point is the whitewashing of Arabic names. I quote this from the book. This ignorance can be understood as how Orientalists perceive of or translate Arabic words and names based on their limited Orientalist perspective, which tend to translate Islamic names in inappropriate ways, as Joseph Massad argues in his book Islam and Liberalism. Djohar 2024, page 113. So I agree with Ms. Djohar's statement that we often see Western people changing or distorting Arabic names or things that related to Arab into more Western influence. So by showing how the West treats anything related to Arab culture, this seems to challenge Orientalists, where they assume that the East needs the West help to survive. But in reality, the West frequently takes things from the Arab world and claims them as their own. So this highlights the self-centered nature of Western society, which they often act like the world only revolves around them, ignoring and even discriminating people who are not white, especially Eastern people. The next point is prejudice and irrationality. So I quote this from the book. The FBI agent is depicted as prejudiced against Jassim for assuming that he is one of the radical group members. Djohar 2024, page 134. So in my opinion, this statement is true because in reality, we often see people in authority who are supposed to be highly rational, but they're making irrational assumption by labeling all Muslims are radicals. I think this shows how the FBI failed to be an unbiased and rational authority when dealing with Eastern or Muslim individuals. It really puts into question the credibility and the quality of the FBI, especially when it comes to fact-finding. Okay, the next one is pros and cons. So I'm totally pro with this book because it really opened my eyes to the issues faced by Muslims today, for the things that I wasn't aware before, but now I'm really aware of it. So this book is really informative since the novels Ms. Djohar discusses in this book are so diverse. It's giving me tons of new perspectives from amazing Muslim authors. I also love how Ms. Djohar doesn't limit herself to just one genre but explores various genres, which makes the discussion feels limitless and broad. Why should you get this book and read this book? I highly recommend this book, especially for those of you who are interested in contemporary Muslim women's literature, because the content is great. It's presented in such a complete and engaging way, and you'll definitely gain new insights, fresh ideas, and it can even train your cognitive skills in understanding complex topics and heighten your awareness to the problem that is happening around the world. Plus, it's super motivating. It's encouraging me to boldly voice my opinions, just like Miss Djohar did through her writing. So if you're interested, you can easily get this book online and dive right into it. That's all from me. I apologize if there were any mistakes in my words. So wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.